show. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Dr. Rhonda M Lawson, and I'm coming back at you with the new year of Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions. And this year, we're moving to Monday night with brand new exciting guests and engaging literary conversation. And we want our listening audience to be there with us because this is going to be a year you will not forget. Catch us every Monday night, 7 p.m., right here on the New Orleans Talk Network. And you can also reach us on the Meet the World Image Solutions Facebook page, the Meet the World Image Solutions YouTube page, and we're on Podbean, iTunes, and Google Play. So catch us every Monday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. See you there. The year 2019 is going to be an exciting time in the city of New Orleans, and we want you to be a part of it. If you have a book, an event, or a business that you would like to promote right here on Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions, contact us at www.mtwimagesolutions.com or info@mtwimagesolutions.com. See you there. New year, new Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl, Dr. Rhonda M Lawson, and I am back with a new episode of Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions. And I know you saw me kind of grooving. You know, it's a really good thing when you can dance to your own bumper music. This makes you want to get up and do a little merengue, maybe a little salsa or something. You know, just have some fun with it, because that's what it's all about, is having fun. I hope you guys had an awesome weekend. I had a great weekend. I participated in the March for Babies walk over at City Park here in New Orleans. And this is a walk that I like to participate in each year. If I'm not walking in it, I'm raising money for it because it's very close to my heart. My daughter was not a preemie, but I know the dangers that a baby has to face when a baby is born prematurely. So anytime that I can do my part to help fight premature births and to give babies a healthier chance at life, I'm going to do that. So I really enjoyed myself on Saturday. And then I also went to see Us. Did anybody see Us? Can we have a conversation about Us? That movie was a trip. And I told my sorority sister, it had me rethinking my whole life. I want to talk to y'all about it and have a conversation about it, but I know there's somebody out there who hasn't seen the movie yet, and then you're going to feel some kind of way if I say something about the movie and give the whole plot away. So I'm not going to say anything. All I'm going to say is y'all need to go see this movie. And speaking of movies, I have on the show today two very gifted actors, writers, artists. They're really into this whole thing. I think my first guest, I think I can call him more of an author as well as a writer, a movie writer, a script writer. I have to ask him if he actually produced the movie as well. But I have on the show one of my really good friends. I knew him back from when I was stationed at Fort Lewis, and I was in the U.S. Army. And we met then, and we've been kind of off and on keeping in touch with each other for a while. But I remember one day he messaged me and asked me to read something for him, and I just didn't have the chance to read it. And I actually kind of forgot about it. And then all of a sudden, I'm on Facebook and I see not only has he made that book that he asked me to read for him, not only has he published a book, but he's made it into a movie and he's doing awesome things. I was like, I've got to get Andrew on the show. And kind of find out, this is such a small world. We know some of the same people. And I was like, any way that I can support this man. I didn't have a chance to read the book years ago when he sent it to me, but I'm all for him right now because he's just doing awesome, awesome things. And I'm really, really proud of him. So right now, I'm going to welcome to the show Mr. Andrew Shepard. Hey, Andrew.
Hey Ron, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thanks for having me.
Oh no, thank you for joining me tonight. And I was really serious. I am so proud of all that you've accomplished. I told you I had to apologize to you. I was when I went back to message you about and tell you congratulations on the movie. I saw the message that you sent me years ago asking me to read. I was like, oh my goodness, he asked me to read this, and I didn't read it, and I felt so bad because you had caught me at such a busy time, and I still feel bad about that. But I'm just proud of you that you've been doing such great things since that time.
Thank you, thank you. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate it.
So tell us about the book.
Well, the book, wow. Well, I guess it'd be easier if I gave a little history.
Okay.
So the 3 years I've been here in Virginia, I've been a part of various mentoring groups, and it's been a real privilege mentoring the youth at the high schools, middle schools, and the juvenile detention centers. One thing I've learned while doing that, while I was thinking I was teaching them, they was really teaching me, was
Mm.
that the influences of our youth really dictate, their outcome, even as much as parenting does. And even when I was younger, back when you and I were stationed together back in 2002, 2003, I was in my early 20s, and our culture had a big influence on me. Whether it was
Yes.
hip hop music, the sex, drugs, violence, that all that's glorified in some of our music and our television, and watch and listening to those young men and women, it hasn't changed. What
Absolutely.
they see influence them. So I wanted to I wanted to write a story that had a different influence. So I wrote a book, Mirrors, that replace the negative lyrics of some music and replace that with the quotes and ideals of such individuals as Maya Angelou, Harriet Tubman, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, so on
Wow.
and so forth,
Wow.
to teach a little bit about our history that is not taught in high schools and middle schools, as well as to kind of show how other individuals paved the way. So it's not starting from scratch. It's just building on what was already there, and to instill encouragement into our youth. Because
Well,
as you know, our young black men are really really on an uphill battle, in
yes.
many ways.
Yes, absolutely. Now, what tell me, I know you said you recognize this need to do this, but what was that point that helped you to recognize I really need to do this? This is my calling.
Well, years ago, I read a quote saying that life imitates art more than art imitates life, and I believe that. And I don't think that we make us artists, writers, music producers, movie producers, that we make enough art that's worthy of imitation. So I
Mm.
wanted to write a story that if a young man or woman kind of geared, their behavior, their thought process behind the characters, it's only going to take them to a better place. It's not going to glorify things that is detrimental, because there's so much that's entertaining, and I totally get it. I had to be honest with it. That so much of what I see today, what I choose, to watch on television isn't very productive, but it is entertaining. So trying to merge the two, productivity, encouragement, and still making it entertaining, that it resonates with our youth. And
Yes.
yeah, so that's where it became kind of a purpose for me.
Mm. And so, how were you able to actually get into the schools? I know you said you've been mentoring students and other people. I think you've even gone to some of the detention centers. How were you able to get in
Yes, yeah.
there?
Well, I was very fortunate that the Brothers on the Block mentoring group, that was very prevalent here in Hampton Roads. My the founder of that group, is an elder at my church.
Mm.
So he was looking for men, who were able and willing, and I certainly was, and that just opened more doors.
So you were just in the right place at the right time.
Absolutely.
Are you still in the army?
For another for another week and one day. I actually my retirement begins April 16th.
Well, congratulations. Welcome to the Blue Card Club.
All right, I'm ready to get one. I'm ready to get one.
Yes. I mean, I when I took my picture, I smiled so hard. I put it on Facebook and got like 500 likes and congratulations.
I know that's right.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Being retired is a beautiful thing, but even though you're going to be retired, you still keep doing what you're doing because you're doing something amazing right now because you not only wrote this book and you not only got to go into the detention centers and the schools and mentor young boys, but you were able to take this story and put it on screen. So how did that come
Yeah.
about?
Well, yeah, it's like what you said. I'm being blessed to be in the right place and in the right time. Working in the brigade S4, as the S4 NCOIC, one
Okay,
of
now
the
everybody doesn't know
civilians.
what that is. I don't have all military watching my show.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. So it's pretty much logistical management. And when one of the people who worked for me, her husband, um, was well is big into the filming weddings, and he's also produced a film before.
Mm,
So we had a discussion, and he read the story. And a father, of young African American men, he totally understood, the plight that our young men are in. And
beautiful.
we had some talks, and I was fortunate enough to make relationships with the Yorktown Police Department. And then I was already involved in the schools, so I was able to film, at the courthouse, the police department, the high school, and even before that happening, my book was put in a couple of schools. So a couple of
Wonderful.
principals in North Carolina and here in Virginia requested copies of my books, and they're doing projects on that now. So that made the movie making part even easier because it brought some credibility, to what I was doing.
Wow. And you really have just been in the right place at the right time, which tells me that this is a story that needed to be told.
Yes, I believe so. I believe so.
So, what's the next step for you?
Well, I'm working on another book now, a children's book series, for young girls, and I'm also pushing out the movie, to local schools, because it's I mean it's amazing how time time flies, but it really doesn't change very much. And when the students have read my book, and those that have seen the movie, it's overwhelming how so many says, hey, the main character just like me. He thinks the same way I think because I try to be very vulnerable, and transparent in the story.
Mm,
Because as a young man, many of us young African American men was raised by our mothers. Many of us, and our moms instill certain values in us. And then when we're pushed out there in the world, there's things that we're up against that conflict with those values. And the main
absolutely.
character, he see things to where, his sister's in college, and that's the path that he's taught that we should take. But yet he goes to school, and he's seeing young women do other things, things that go against the picture his mother tried to paint, and
And
him trying
that's
to
that's a
reconcile
really
that.
hard thing. That's a really hard
It
thing when you've been taught one way, but then when you go out into the world and see something totally different, now you're wondering, who do I need to listen to? Who do I need to believe?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I don't think, society at large really take enough stock in that, because I believe inherently, young men want to treat, young ladies like young ladies. But there's so much that conflicts with that, and now, with the way music is now, it's even more aggressive, and I've had young men who I mentored really, it's not easy for a 15-year-old boy to be vulnerable, and one kid told me that a girl called him gay because he didn't want to sleep with her so soon.
And
He
that's
don't
a
want to have
really
sex that
sad
quick.
thing that our young ladies really need to stop doing. Maybe this man is really trying to respect you, you know, and it doesn't make him gay. It just makes him a respectful person. So don't get me started.
Well, yeah, it's so with him, having to deal with that and the pressures of being a teenager, he goes far left, to where to prove that he's not or to prove his manhood or whatever he think manhood
Right,
is,
right.
he started having sex with everybody, you know.
Mm.
So yeah, and I try to make sure the characters in the story really reflected what our youth see every day on the male and female side.
Okay, but on that note, we're going to take a short break. But when we get back, we want to show people a clip from the movie Mirrors. I want you to stay right there, and I want you all to stay right there. In fact, invite some other people to this conversation because we're talking some real life right here. Our young people are actually in a crisis, and it's going to be up to us to be able to get them out of that. So you guys stay right there. And then when we get back, we're going to show you a clip from Mirrors, and then we're going to continue talking with author Andrew Shepard. So we'll be right back. Show. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Dr. Rhonda M Lawson, and I'm coming back at you with the new year of Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions. And this year, we're moving to Monday night with brand new exciting guests and engaging literary conversation. And we want our listening audience to be there with us because this is going to be a year you will not forget. Catch us every Monday night, 7 p.m., right here on the New Orleans Talk Network. And you can also reach us on the Meet the World Image Solutions Facebook page, the Meet the World Image Solutions YouTube page, and we're on Podbean, iTunes, and Google Play. So catch us every Monday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. See? The year 2019 is going to be an exciting time in the city of New Orleans, and we want you to be a part of it. If you have a book, an event, or a business that you would like to promote right here on Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions, contact us at www.mtwimagesolutions.com or info@mtwimagesolutions.com. See you there.
Well, what's up, everybody? This boy, Coach Hurricane here. You can follow me on Facebook at Henry Singleton or on Twitter at HenryHayoU15.
Listen, this is your boy, Fred. Listen, you can follow me on Facebook at Brandon Fred Jones, or you can follow me on Twitter at BFredJones.
This is Jeremiah Gray, man, with G Sports. You can follow me on Facebook, Jeremiah Gray, AKG, and on Twitter, G_paid in full 08.
Pay me the money! money!
A few seconds. I didn't know I was back yet. But hey, this is your girl, Dr. Rhonda M Lawson. I am speaking with author Andrew Shepard, and we were just talking about his book, Mirrors, which he turned into a movie. And we're going to go ahead and show you a clip of that movie. So while we roll that beautiful beam footage.
Reality is fake. Dreams are for real. I see you got the queens on your wall. You can notice them in your room, but you can't notice them out on the street.
Maybe your dreams, but not mine. Look outside that door. That's my reality.
All right, so what's up? What's this? My new runner right here?
I ain't doing this no more. I can't.
Yeah, this is Terrell, but I don't know, man.
That's how you justify choices. Terrell, you was raised better than that. Look at your sister. I raised both of you the same.
Dang, Ma. The way you tell her you're the one going through all this.
I'm an educated, employed,
has consequences.
If I wanted quick money, I would be out there selling drugs instead of working. Mom, this isn't a drug movie.
Your son took himself out of your hands and he played himself into mine. And I'm sorry, Hayes, but I don't have butterfingers.
Sorry, Mom. Would you do that? I promise you it won't happen again.
Is this the best you plan on doing, Terrell?
Okay. You have to understand, the further you go in life, the more it's going to happen. Okay, but the road to success is always under construction. And the reason why so many people give up so soon is because they keep looking at how far they still have to go, rather than seeing how far they've already gotten.
Wow. That is heavy. So congratulations once again. That looks like a totally beautiful movie. How were you able to find the actors and everybody who helped to make this movie what it is?
Well, Rhonda, because I'm not from here,
I've been thinking about
I did a casting call, you know, and with that, I was very fortunate to find the right people because, you know, there's a real, I don't want to say underground, but understated artsy community, you know, in the Newport News, Hampton Roads area. And, you know, me being kind of the new kid on the block, I was fortunate to make relationships with some very talented people.
Wonderful. Now, you were actually you showed this movie in an actual movie theater.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
So how did that happen?
A lot of asking, I mean, because the local theaters, as it is, you know, throughout the United States, they have contracts with the big time movie, you know, production companies. So independent artists can't, you know, walk in with a DVD or a flash drive and be like, hey, you know, will you play my film? So after a few go-arounds, I found a theater in Hampton, Virginia, the Cinema Cafe, who was willing to do it, although, you know, it did kind of go against their regulations. And you know, so yeah, it was kind of nerve-wracking because as we were selling tickets on Eventbrite, you know, at any time, you know, somebody from that theater or from their main office could have shut it down. But it went through, and you know, the day of, we sold out the entire theater to where I had to actually refund some people because we was out of seats. So it was absolutely wonderful.
That is amazing. So, this seems like a lot of people just really needed to hear this story. How were you able to get the word out? What did you do to help to advertise? Because I know that we're here in New Orleans. You know, New Orleans is now called Nollywood. There are a lot of people in the movie industry here in the city now. And there are people who are making their own movies. They're producing their own movies. And these are some things that they're going to need to hear. So I know this was your first time out the gate with something like this, but I know you had a lot of lessons learned. What are some of those lessons that you can teach other people who may be trying to do the same thing that you were able to accomplish?
Well, you know, 2019, you know, social media is everything. You know, the more we use that, you know, the more it is going to benefit us. I was very, I purposely wanted, you know, to have a young, vibrant cast, you know, because young people have a lot of followers.
Yes.
You know, and so with many of them, if not all of them, having their first time, you know, on the big screen, that they wanted everybody to come see it. You know, whether school teachers, professors, pastors at the church, you know, mentors and mentees, co-workers, you know, so that was a big driving force to my success in this film. But, you know, for those out there, I would just encourage them to not be humble, you know, talk about your project, voice it out, you know, speak it into existence and advertise, you know, because if we don't show it, they won't know it, you know, and it's, I think it's almost criminal to have something of value and just keep it to yourself.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, are you going to try to put the movie into maybe some film festivals?
Yes, yes, I'm working on that. I'm researching some now. A lot of the procedures have changed over the years. It's not as simple as it was as sending out DVDs. There's different formats your film has to be on and certain vetting processes. But that's something I'm definitely working on.
Wonderful. Well, once again, I really, really congratulate you on all you've been able to accomplish. And if there's anything that I or Meet the World Image Solutions can do to support you, you know where I am. Just say the word.
Oh, thank you, Ron. I really appreciate that.
Of course, of course. Now you're going to have to get to New Orleans because we have a New Orleans Film Festival that is the real business out here. It's in June. So we're going to need to get you in there and
Absolutely.
and get you into some of these other film festivals because I think you have a real hit on your hands.
I appreciate that. It means a lot. It really means a lot.
Okay, so can you tell people where they might be able to find the book or if they're able to find the movie?
Yes, yes. The book is on Amazon, but to get a signed copy of the book and a copy of the DVD, my website penproductions.com. You can go there. You can see some footage from the movie and some of my discussions about the movie and the book, as well as purchase a copy for yourself.
Okay, now so people can actually download and purchase the movie now?
The movie, I would send a DVD.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so y'all all heard this. You heard it here. Get out and support this movie. Get out and support the book. Repeat your website one more time.
penproductions.com. It's PENNED productions.com.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks once again. Hopefully you can watch the second half of the show because we have another very established actor who's going to be hitting the scene. This actor has been on a number of TV shows, including The Wire. He's actually about to be in a movie with Keke Palmer. So I'm looking forward to interviewing him. He's another good friend of mine that I've been knowing for quite some time. So I'm looking forward to talking with him. And we are going to bring Mr. Tyson Hall on as soon as we get back from this break. So guys, stay right there. It's just going to continue to get better and better and better. Thanks once again, Andrew. Stay in touch.
Thank you, Ron.
All right, we'll be right back. Show. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Dr. Rhonda M Lawson, and I'm coming back at you with the new year of Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions. And this year, we're moving to Monday night with brand new exciting guests and engaging literary conversation. And we want our listening audience to be there with us because this is going to be a year you will not forget. Catch us every Monday night, 7 p.m., right here on the New Orleans Talk Network. And you can also reach us on the Meet the World Image Solutions Facebook page, the Meet the World Image Solutions YouTube page, and we're on Podbean, iTunes, and Google Play. So catch us every Monday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. See you.
Hey yo, what's up? It's your boy DJ Slick Daddy.
This DJ Slick 514.
And of course, I'm your girl, Black Coco.
Tune into the Live Line, New Orleans Talk Network, every Tuesday, 7 to 8:30 with all the trending topics.
And you can also check out my mix, DJ Slick Mix Quote 1 and 2.
And of course, check out Coco's Sex Tips of the Week.
And hashtag TTBF. That's that bullshit. It's the Live Line, New Orleans Talk Network, Tuesday, 7 to 8:30. We're always live. Let's go.
And we're back. This is your girl, Dr. Rhonda M Lawson, and you are watching Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions right here on the New Orleans Talk Network. This is Meet the World Image Solutions, and I am about to interview a really, really good friend of mine, Mr. Tyson Hall. Tyson I kind of met Tyson because I was sitting at the desk. I was helping out some friends of mine who they had this big convention going on in Reno, I believe it was. And I was helping out and signing people in. And this very serious looking actor comes up to the table, and I'm telling him about my book. At this time, my book was Cheating in the Next Room. Some of you may be familiar with it because we just did a play not too long ago. But he picked up the book and he kind of flipped through it. I was like, you want to read the book? He said, actually, I think I might want to make it a movie. And so I'm gonna have to talk to him about that because we made it into a play. It might be time to make it into a movie, and I might need this man's help in doing that. So this is Mr. Tyson Hall. As I mentioned before, he's been on a number of different movies, short films, TV shows, but he's also a very, very talented actor as well. So a very talented artist as well. So I'm going to introduce to some and present to others Mr. Tyson Hall. Hey, Tyson.
What's up, lady? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Had an extremely busy day, and this is how I'm closing it out.
Yeah, I know. You just sounded busy when I called you earlier. I was like, oh, goodness. I hope he's not too busy.
You know we don't stop up here in New York.
This is true. So what do you have what are you working on? Because I know you're doing a movie with Keke Palmer right now.
Well, actually, it dropped. It dropped at the end of last year. It's called Pimp. It did really well. It won the Urban World Film Festival, and it was distributed last year. So it's now streaming online. So you can go on to Netflix or Apple TV and check it out. Keke Palmer, DMX. It was directed by Christine Cocos, very talented female, and the project is really, really well received. You know, a lot of people appreciate it, enjoy it.
That is amazing! Congratulations! I mean, I'm really happy to see that you stayed on the acting grind because I remember when we first met, you were actually showing me some of your short films, and they were good. I was like, I felt like I was like in the presence of some greatness.
Wow, thank you. That's a big deal. For real. I received that. It's not easy, but it's what I'm passionate about and it's what I love doing. So, I have to stay committed, and it keeps calling me,
Well, tell me, how did you get involved in the entire acting world? What made you decide this was what you wanted to do?
Well, being in New York, fashion was always a big thing for me. Growing up in the hip hop era and just really being a person with style. My family's very fashion oriented. So I was always into fashion and always had a style or a flair for, putting clothes together. And I thought fashion was going to be my lane. And somebody told me about actually this trade paper called Showbiz. I purchased it one day, and then it had open call for an audition. And so I sent in a headshot, and they called me in for this audition, and I went in, and I didn't get the part. It was an interesting story because the director came in the room, and he gave me the script first. He was like, read this. And I read off the page verbatim, never acted before. He said, all right, thank you. He gave the script to the next person, and the next person put on the show. And I was like, oh, that's what I was supposed to do. And honestly,
I think some people, like my
bug.
daughter, when she did a commercial on time, and she was very straightforward with it, and I thought she did a great job with it, but the judges actually picked the person who was just really over the top. And to me, I was like, I don't know if I would believe that commercial if I saw somebody that over the top. But sometimes that's what they're looking for.
Yeah, that's what they want. And then for commercials, you oftentimes have to even be a lot bigger. You know, it's kind of like theater. They look for the, the dramatics of it all, or the, stretching of words and performances. So after that happened to me, I was like, you know what, that's not going to happen to me again. And it kind of developed somewhat of an alter ego for myself, where I can just, I'm kind of very introverted, just mellow, laid back. But when it comes down to doing this, I can be whoever, whenever, however I want to be. So yeah, that's what really brought me into the business. And then just one thing led from another. I set goals for myself, and I saw myself achieving those goals, and really just drawing a real passion for not just being an actor, but the industry overall, and what it had to offer.
I like what you said, because when I first met you, you did strike me as somebody who was a bit introverted and introspective, but not so much to where you were standoffish. You still come across as very friendly, very outgoing, but I can tell you still have that introspection about you, which I think is a very interesting balance.
It is, and I'm very much a people person. Like, I love, my greatest inspiration, just turning the page a little bit from my artwork, and the things that I create are often inspired by people, so I'm very much a people's person. I love to meet people. I love other people's culture. I love, your accent, the way people talk, you know what I mean? It just, I'm inspired by it all. But, I do have that balance going on for myself. Some people say it's a Cancer thing. Like, I can live in water as well as outside of water. So.
You're a Cancer?
Mm-hmm.
When's your birthday?
Yep. June 22nd is coming up.
My birthday's June 29th.
Yeah.
I knew we liked each other for a reason.
See what I'm saying? Nah, I mean, know what I'm saying, homie?
Yes.
For real.
That is so awesome. All these years we've known each other, I don't think I ever knew
right?
that.
I didn't know.
Yeah. Well, no,
that explains it.
We're going to have to make sure we reach out and say happy birthday when June comes around.
No question. Do a big celebration or something, for real.
Now,
I want to say I'm proud of you, too.
Oh, thank you.
You know that? I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for having this going on, and creating this platform. I know you wrote, and I know, you're an amazing author, but, for you to, have this platform for people such as myself to get on and be able to express what we do and have an outlet to expose what we do is very vital. You know what I mean? And it really matters, and it makes a difference. It's like one of those things that motivates you. BET is not interviewing me, or I'm not getting an interview from VH1. This right here is the equivalent of that, and even greater, because, somebody I know is behind it. So, thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you saying that. Really kind words. But I do want to jump right back into your acting, because we're going to talk a little bit about acting, but when we come back from the break, we're going to pivot over to your art. But I did want to ask you, I know you talked about how you got into acting, but I'm wanting to know now, do you have a dream role? Is there something that you really want to stretch yourself to do?
That's a great question. And I'm open to what that is, just because of what this industry is. I still have a moral compass that I have to hold dear to. So a lot of that determines what roles I do play and what I'm willing to do. I have 2 children, so whatever I put on tape or on film, will last a lifetime, and I have to be accountable and responsible. So that's pretty much open for discussion, you know what I mean? And I'm open to what that is. I mean, I have somebody who just reached out to me actually 2 weeks ago that's writing a piece of a very well-known artist, and somebody whose artwork that I admire. And he's like, yo, you kind of favor this guy, and since you favor him, I was thinking about you for doing it. I'm like, sure, let's do it. So that's actually being done right now. Who knows? That could be the dream project,
Wow.
So I'm kind of open. I'm not limited or bound to just one set thing.
I was just about to say that. I mean, you're open to whatever opportunities come along, but at the same time, you're still sticking to your morals. You're not just going to let yourself do anything.
Exactly. You know, you have to stand for something or you'll fall for anything.
Absolutely. So, oh my goodness, I can't wait to jump into this art. So what we're going to do is we're going to take just a quick break, because what I've noticed with your art is that you've kind of pivoted a little bit with your art, because it's slightly different from what it was when I first met you, but at the same time, I still see elements of your original roots. So I'm looking forward to us discussing that. So we're going to take a quick break, and then when we get back, we're going to look at some of your artwork, and then we're going to delve right into what your motivation is and what your how it is, where you get your ideas from, where your muse comes from. So we'll be right back. We are talking with actor and artist, Mr. Tyson Hall, all the way from New York.
Do it.
And I am Dr. Rhonda Lawson with Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions right here in New Orleans. We'll be right back. And I'm coming back at you with the new year of Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions. And this year, we're moving to Monday night with brand new exciting guests and engaging literary conversation. And we want our listening audience to be there with us, because this is going to be a year you will not forget. Catch us every Monday night, 7 p.m., right here on the New Orleans Talk Network. And you can also reach us on the Meet the World Image Solutions Facebook page, the Meet the World Image Solutions YouTube page, and we're on Podbean, iTunes, and Google Play. So catch us every Monday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Hey, yo, what's up? It's your boy, DJ Slick Daddy.
This DJ Slick 514.
And of course, I'm your girl, Black Coco.
Tune into the Live Line, New Orleans Talk Network, every Tuesday, 7 to 8:30, with all the trending topics.
And you can also check out my mix, DJ Slick Mix Quote 1 and 2.
And of course, check out Coco's Sex Tips of the Week.
And hashtag TTBF. That's that bullshit. It's the Live Line, New Orleans Talk Network, Tuesday, 7 to 8:30. We're always live. Let's go.
New year, new show. Hey, what's up, girl? It's your girl, Dr. Hey, I'm back, and I'm your girl, Dr. Rhonda M Lawson. I am talking with actor and artist, Mr. Tyson Hall, and we were just talking about his acting career, but now we're about to jump into a different talent that he has. Some people may not realize that Tyson is also a very talented and very gifted artist. So tell me, Tyson, where do you get your inspiration for your art?
It's a lot of different places. You know, I get it from people. I get it from history. You know, I'm a big fan of history and really delving into the culture of people from the diaspora. You know, I use a lot of that as my inspiration. I do what's called a lot of what's known as word association. So you'll find wording within the paintings and the text. So, you know, you might see trust, you might see peace. I just did one of my last paintings, said, what is truth? You know, which will lead you to, you know, question or ask somebody the question, what is their truth? within yourself or without about any situation. So it's a variety of things that motivate me or inspire me to create, a painting.
Well, this is beautiful. I really, really like the ones where you have the picture with the words right over it. I still see you have a lot of Afrocentrism in all of your paintings. Is it just painting, or are you using other materials with your art as well?
Well, I do a body of work called scraping and peeling, and a lot of that is recycled paper. So I take old bits of billboard papers from the street and street signs and even newspaper clippings or things that really stand out for me and give it a new voice. I recycle that paper and put it on canvas and then, just give it a whole new purpose or reason for existence. And then, I like layers, so I work on different mediums and different textures. I paint a lot on burlap. I use different, I paint on enamel, I paint on aluminum, wood, so it varies, it's different mediums. And like I said, I like layers, so, you'll see paint dripping, over faces, you'll see words and letters. You might often see a lot of times in a lot of my work, there'll just be random letters and numbers, and those random letters and numbers have no relevance until we as people give them relevance. So then along with that, you might see the word peace, and that's what I'm trying to say in that particular painting.
And that leads me to the question I was actually going to ask. Is there a message that you want to put forth with each portrait that you do, or do you leave it up for interpretation?
Really, I have my own message that I come with the piece, and then, I'm always fascinated by other people's interpretation, on what they get from the piece themselves, and how it lands for them or what it may register as to them. Like, I had a Q&A, I had a show up here last month for Black History Month, and I did a Q&A afterwards, and I have this painting that says the psychological chain remains and break it. And one of the young women who asked the question, she was like, well, what did that mean? What does it mean for me? And so I explained to her what it meant, and she nodded her head and she was in so much agreement. And she explained how there was this thing that was done in her family where, like, so that they were not identify with their blackness, the grandmother would put a clothesline clip on her nose. And it was something that had been done like from generation to generation.
To make the nose thinner.
Yeah, to make the nose thinner. And it was just so profound, like how, this painting, spoke to her, and it has a face on it with big lips, big nose, and a big eye. And then at the bottom of the painting it says break it. So she was saying why this piece resonated so much for her was because that was her experience with her grandmother, and she would not allow that to happen to her daughter.
Wow, that's
so
amazing.
She was
it's
actually
amazing how
breaking the psychological
worth
chain.
1,000 words, but I mean, art is worth 1,000 thoughts, because so many different interpretations can go through a person's mind.
It's amazing, and the stuff that I hear. I also did a show years ago in LA, and I have 14 paintings hanging, and I handed out index cards with numbers 1 through 14. What's your favorite painting and why? And I'm telling you, pretty much everybody gave an interpretation of these paintings that none of them match mine.
Wow, and you actually have an art show going on now, don't you?
I do, actually. It's here in Harlem at the West Harlem Commonwealth Group. It's located on 134th Street and Amsterdam Avenue. That'll be running through the month of April, and then for May, I'm going to be a part of a big event that takes place up here called the Harlem Eat Up, and it was founded by Marcus Samuelson. It's a big culinary event, kind of like the Taste of Chicago, where all of the restaurants in Harlem, kind of come together in the park under the tent, and then they bring out artists and, musical and things of that nature. So it's a really big deal up here right now. It's a big event. So
Wow, that
I'm
sounds
busy.
like a big deal. I wish I were in New York. I'm jealous.
Yeah, you should come up. You should come up. You got some time.
I'm
For
about to
real.
say
Come up here.
that.
It's nice. It's a real good look, you know.
I might have to just pop up there.
Yeah, you should. You should. You should. The weather's breaking. We got beautiful weather today. It's happening right now. It's good. It would be a good time and a good reason to come up.
Okay, now don't be surprised and don't act brand new when I pop up. Say, all right, take me to your display.
Nah, we out. Come through. It's places to go for real. People to see. We got it live up here. New York is live. It's always live.
Perfect. So tell me, Tyson, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram. It's Tyson Hall, TysonHallorg. You can find me on Facebook, TysonHall. And you can check the website, www.TysonTysonHall.org.
And we have that on the screen right now.
Y'all, put it up.
Now, what if somebody wanted to purchase some of your art, but they don't live in New York?
It can still happen. Just reach out to me. Let me know what pieces you're interested in. Let me know what your budget is like, and we can make that happen. Cash App is in effect. Venmo is in effect. If you want to Western Union it, we can do that. So there are ways, there are ways. I like for people, when people take an appreciation to the work, I'm not the person that says, oh, you got to send me $50,000. If you got some money, we can make it happen. If I have to recreate the piece, in a smaller version or get you a print of the piece, there are ways. So I like for people to have ownership of the work.
That's wonderful. Well, I am just so happy that I was able to get you onto the show. I really enjoyed our interview, and I'm looking forward to doing a lot more work with you in the future.
No question. No question. Same here, for real. And again, thank you for having this medium for us. It really makes a difference. And anything I could do to help support you, and obviously you helping support me, let's make it happen.
Awesome. Thank you. Now, we have a couple minutes left. So I do want to ask you kind of the same question I asked Andrew. I didn't know if you got to hear all of Andrew's interview, but what is some advice that you would give somebody who may be on their acting journey or maybe even their artistic journey? What's some advice that you would give them?
I really would say, first of all, don't look at it as a journey. Don't look for a one-off. Don't look for the big bang. Appreciate and respect the journey of it. It builds you up, it grows you. You have mentioned earlier that, the work that you saw earlier is different from the work that you see now. You still see a footprint there, but, it's because you evolve as people. And a lot of times what happens with us, we're not taught about the legacy or the legend or the journey behind a certain thing. It has to happen instantaneously. If you go out on an audition, if you don't get that audition, then what? You gonna quit? No. You learn from that experience and you grow and you push forward. As far as being an artist, if you start out small, find out, if you create an artwork, find out what your niche is, find out what's motivating you, what inspires you. Look and learn from other artists, and with social media right now, it's just an abundance, and then going out there to put your work out there in the universe, whether it's street vending, whether it's a cafe that'll allow you to exhibit, start exploring those avenues and putting it out there. Price your stuff moderately, get your sales, and then build from there. Then when bigger events come on through and bigger opportunities come through, explore them. So it's really like an effortless thing. Don't be limited by, but look at this artistic life or this artistic perspective on what you intend to do from a journey standpoint, and you'll appreciate it better.
Awesome. Thank you so much once again for sharing that and for being a part of the show. And we do wish you all the blessings in the world with your art career as well as your acting career.
Thank you so much, Rhonda. I appreciate you, for real. Let's be in touch, all right? Let me know if you want to come up to New York.
Oh, definitely. And you have to come to New Orleans too now.
I know. Y'all got the Essence Festival going down there. I might try to have to make it down there for that.
That's going to be in July.
Might be my thing. Yeah, I know. A couple of people I know have been down there for it, and I haven't yet. So,
so we're going to have to fix that. And there are
I'm
other
gonna
festivals
try to make that
too
happen.
that
Yeah,
you can get in on as well. So yeah, we'll talk, and we're going to try to get you in on some of those.
sounds good. Thank you again very much. Y'all have a good night. Okay.
Okay, you too. So that is our show for tonight for this week. I hope you all were able to take something away from both of the guests that we had on the show tonight. I know I was inspired by them, and I'm sure that you were able to pull something away that you were inspired by as well. Now, I do want to let you know we do have a few things going on. Meet the World Image Solutions is supporting my sorority, Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, with our Blessed with a Dress event, which will be taking place this Sunday. So if you have a junior or senior daughter or niece or cousin, whomever, or even if you have an 8th grader who's going to be going to the 8th grade prom, I understand that that's real big now. I don't think I had an 8th grade prom, but that's a big thing now. That's actually a thing. So if you have a young lady who's getting ready for the prom and maybe you don't want to take on the expense of buying a new dress, we are actually having our Blessed with a dress giveaway, which is going to take place this Sunday. And this is not just any type of dress giveaway. We are talking about a big party, basically. This is going to be a very classy party. We're going to give you some sparkling cider as you come through the door. We're going to have some gourmet finger foods. We're going to have the dresses all hung up and nice. And once you've chosen your dress, we will escort you to where you're going to get your hair done, where you're going to get your makeup done. We're going to have professional photographers there to do a photo session with you. This is going to be a beautiful, beautiful event. If you would like to be a part of this and you live in the greater New Orleans area, so New Orleans East, Slidell. I think we had somebody actually call us from Lafayette today who wanted to register for the event. Come on out and meet us. We're going to have professional beauticians there. We're going to have professional makeup artists. We're going to have modeling coaches. Mrs. Louisiana Universal is going to be there as well. This is going to be a big event, and it's going to be beautiful, and we want to be able to bless as many young ladies as possible. So make sure you register so that way we make sure we have enough dresses for everyone. And come out and just have a good time. This is absolutely free. All we ask you to do is register so we know that you're coming. You don't have to pay for a thing. You just come, have a good time. And so we're going to be looking for you. So if you have questions, you can contact me at 504-505-5894. Or you can go to the Meet the World Image Solutions Facebook page and get information there. Or you can go to the Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Alpha Gamma Zeta Facebook page, and you'll find information there, as well as the link to register for the event. So that's all we have for tonight. Thank you once again for joining us. I hope to see you on Sunday at the Blessed with the Dress giveaway. And I hope to see you next week, where we're going to be interviewing CEO of Lewis Price Staffing. He's coming all the way here from Virginia, and we're going to be talking with him about some of the initiatives that he has coming up here in New Orleans. So join us next week so you can get that information. And then join us on Sunday over at the Blue Diamond Event Hall. It's going to take place at 2 p.m. That is in New Orleans East, right off of Lake Forest Boulevard. So we want to see you there. And in the meantime, be safe, be blessed, have a wonderful, wonderful week. Thank you, and have a great night.